to Mono Rants at the Movies, a podcast where we rant about films you may have seen at house parties. I'm one of your hosts and jack of all trades, Mono, and ready to pull the handle that will blast us all into space is my co-host and master of none, Ciara.
It would have been a less traumatic death.
It probably would have been a less traumatic death for a lot
I
of
know
them.
what way I would have preferred to have gone.
Yeah, dying in my sleep or getting ripped apart by monsters.
Yep.
Although I think Owens probably has it the worst.
Owens.
Getting spiked at the start and not having any morphine and just dying
Because
in
Johns
pain
is
because
taken.
Johns is a bastard.
Yeah.
Yep. Owens has it the worst.
Right, don't they just suffocate him though?
Huh?
I think that's the implication, is that they're like, everybody leave, and they just kind of put him out of his misery.
Oh, I think so, yeah.
Because in fairness, you'd want somebody to do it for you.
Oh, God, yeah. But yeah, today we are talking Pitch Black.
Yes! I love this film. I don't know how I saw this film, but I've always loved this film.
I saw this film at a house party.
Yay!
Yeah, no, I saw this in 2001. Yeah, New Year's Eve 2001 going into 2002. And I don't remember a lot of my first viewing because I was drinking a lot of cocktails and I was like 16.
Yeah. It's
a
a
lot
blur.
of cocktails.
It's a blur.
Yeah, it's a blur. We also watched Aliens and something else spacey sci-fi that night. I can't remember, but it was my first time watching Pitch Black and I was like, this is fucking excellent.
Yeah.
No,
it is. It's standalone. It's a ragtag group. Literally is a ragtag group because it's whoever survived the fucking crash.
Well, and they are all supposed to be...
They're like colonists or something like that.
Yeah, they're all like disparate and stuff.
They're just
different
going...
walks of life and thing.
But yeah, they're like just being transported somewhere.
Yeah, I don't think they ever say where. Riddick says it at the start when he's talking about like the Holy Man going to New Mecca.
Yeah.
And the prospectors
are heading off out to somewhere,
but he says that he knows that they tend not to take normal commercial routes because they're prospectors. They're out to find like not gold, but presumably some sort of
Pandora.
Well, no, but like resources. They're out to find valuable resources, so they don't want people knowing where they're going, so they take the back route kind of thing. So yeah, everybody who's on it is on like it's a little backwater ship going to a backwater area, taking a backwater route there kind of thing.
It's all strictly cash in hand type. You know, nothing is above boards.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
Yeah, well, considering they're transporting a convict as well. A highly dangerous individual. It's like, compared to the way he's tied up in this, when you think about, like, say, Con Air, where they're transporting the convicts.
Yeah, Garland Green.
Yeah, I was going to call...
Well, a few of them are in cages, but yeah.
Like, the way that they deal with him, and I also love that whole thing that when he gets out in Vegas, it's linked to Big Lebowski.
Yes. We can talk about that during Big Lebowski.
But, like, yeah, they just have him shackled up somewhere.
Just shackled, yeah. It's not. Considering how dangerous he's supposed to be.
Yeah. And it's a personal grooming device.
I'm not even shackled to like an unmovable part of the ship, just a pole in the middle of the ship that he can reach.
No, it's sheared through the top of it when they crash.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
That's supposed to be like a main structural support, but it's sheared through the top, and that's when he does that wonderful dislocation of the shoulders to get it up and around, which he actually did.
Yeah, well, less talk about dislocation and more talk about summaries. So that we can get away from that. When a small transport ship is hit by a meteor, it's forced to make an emergency landing on a seemingly barren planet. Now stranded, the passengers are worried about the escaped criminal in their midst, but they begin to realise the planet may not be dead, and the coming darkness will release something much, much worse than the feared Riddick.
I love this because at heart it's a monster movie.
At heart, it's a monster movie.
Monsters are gonna monster. Monsters
but not
are just...
until very late in the film, which is one of the things I really like about it.
It's an hour. The movie's just shy of 2 hours.
I think it's an hour. Well, if you take away credits, it's about an hour and 35, an hour and 40.
It goes completely dark. That last burst as the sun goes behind that planet is at bang on an hour.
Yeah.
And then it's dark. And then shit hits the fan.
Yes. No, and I like it because you don't get the monsters until the end, and
well, you get hints of it, like if there's something going on, like you see the little small critters, you've got the stuff where she goes down to the cave, they find the settlement and the coring room and all that
but you don't necessarily know that it's going to be the main thing of the film. Like the first time you're watching it, those creatures could just be...
Oh, it's like, oh shit, it's environmental.
It's one other hazard that they have to deal with.
Yeah, because our main issue is this fucking maniac who's gotten out.
Well, yeah, that's it. You think it's the crash and them trying to survive against the maniac, and then it moves into something else entirely. And I really, really like that about it. And the characters do that as well. The characters all start off in a place where you think, oh yeah, Riddick's the bad guy, Johns is the good guy, and Fry is our pilot / secondary good guy.
She's more concerned with getting everybody
selfish,
like
but
off
she's
safety.
still, well, to start, she's quite selfish.
Yeah, she's jealousing everybody because she doesn't want to die.
Yeah, and then as it moves on, each of our three main characters go through a near complete role reversal where Johns ends up as the bad guy, but it's a slow thing where you see him lying about something, then you find out.
Oh, I never told you I was a cop.
Yeah, it's
you presumed.
But but his first kind of character thing is him telling Fry not to feel bad about trying to jettison everybody. So you think, oh, maybe he's a good guy, he's supportive. But no, then you find out he's a liar and a junkie, and he's willing to leave
the
people
eyeballs
behind. And oh god, just the dislocation of the eyeballs. Can you not bring up things I don't like?
No, I actually really like the fact that they show him as a junkie, but that he's doing the thing to hide them because is it Grace Under Fire? Matt Damon plays a junkie in that, and he's injecting up in between his toes because he's still active military service, and he's like, they'll never see it on my feet.
Yeah.
You know, these ways and these tricks of people hiding addiction. I like the fact that they include something like, he goes in there. Yeah. It doesn't leave a visible mark. And like, especially considering where the franchise goes after this, there's a lot subtle in this film. Well, Riddick was supposed to die at the end of this. It was supposed to be Caroline who...
I completely forgot she died.
That she's supposed to survive, and it's her and Imam and... Jack that get out. But because as the movie went on, they were like, this character of Richard B. Riddick is quite interesting. He's
stupid name for a futuristic
Dickory
sci-fi.
Dick?
Well, no, not yeah. We talked about that when we were on Sci-Fi Remnant. He's Dickory Dick.
Dickory Dick. Apparently, there's a lot.
Richard B. Riddick does not sound like a badass space criminal in the future. You know
Dick
what I mean?
Riddick.
Any more than fucking like what was it in Dune? Your man is just Paul.
Yeah.
He's just Paul.
Paul Antares, yeah.
Atreides,
Spot the sci-fi name that does not fit. Paul.
Yeah, Richard is another one. Yeah, Richard B. Riddick.
Richard B. Riddick. Well, like if you play Escape from Butcher Bay, because that's a prequel game to this, because there's so many bits in what is now the greater Riddick universe. Because after this, you get the animated Dark Fury, which is what happens between them leaving the planet and the events of Chronicles of Riddick.
I don't know that was released before Riddick, or if it was released just before the Chronicles of Riddick.
I think it was done with the Chronicles of Riddick. Or it was
done after as a like, hey, here's what happened in between, because there's such
That's
vastly
fantastic.
different movies.
If you like Eon Flux and that animation style, it's all in that animation style. There's it's this weird collector alien. It's where you get...
I kind of want more of them.
You're one that owns the ship who's turning them all into statues.
Yeah.
But the weird alien things with like the disco balls in their heads that they're fighting. And that's where you get to meet Toombs for the first time as well, is in that animated one. And that's like whenever they leave, that's between whenever they get off this planet, they get to New Prime. Yeah, they've
gone their separate ways.
And have since gone off their separate ways. You've got the couple of video games that came out as well.
Butcher Bay and
Dark
Athena,
which is a prequel to this, and him getting captured by Johns.
Ah, right.
So it gives you more of his backstory and what he's supposed to have done. And then the Hunt for Dark Athena, I can't remember exactly what that's supposed to be, but they're all linked in because Vin Diesel, massive nerd.
He's a massive nerd and he loves this character, and you can tell
it's a really fun character.
Almost too much, because by the time you get to Riddick itself, which I do love Riddick as a film,
which is very similar to this, of it being him and doing his thing. Now I love Chronicles of Riddick.
Beat for beat as well. There's very, very similar
the dog
term things happen in Riddick. No, but in Riddick he's almost there's parts where he's almost a caricature of the character of Riddick, because he's so badass, and it's a bit kind of self-inserty. It's a bit fucking Mary Sue. It's a bit just pick your trope. Like it's a guy trying to make his cool character that he came up with the coolest thing in the world. It's not terrible, but compared to how Riddick is in this, you see it a lot more in the other films where Riddick is just the coolest guy ever and nobody can beat him.
Yeah, he's just like, I am super evil.
But in this, I really like it because he is, like, in the other films, he's an anti-hero.
Yeah.
But in this, he is very much a kind of a bad guy at the start, like, you know what I mean? And he's only really looking out for himself. And even right the way up towards the end of the film, he probably is going to leave them there. It's only that Fry shows up in front of him.
Oh, yeah, he's like, I'm gone. Like, he has a couple of moments of being like, oh, should I go back from now? They're probably dead. And then she shows up with the bottle full of the little glowy things. And he's like, oh, okay, you survived.
You survived, and then she won't let him leave. And I think, I don't think him trying to pull her, I know we're skipping straight to the end of the film, but I don't think him trying to pull her onto the ship is him actually trying to pull her onto the ship. He's testing her.
Yeah. He's like, all right, come on.
Yeah, do you really want it? Let's you know what I mean? Are you really ready to leave them behind, or do you really, really want to go back and get them? Like, and he goes on kind of a journey to get there, because first off, he's just the creep who's like cutting little bits off hair and sniffing. Yeah,
smell of a woman. I love the fact that there's a great bit at the start where they're all out looking for him, and they're like, they end up shooting that other guy who survived.
Poor
fucker. And when they zoom to like on top of something else, and he's on, what's his name?
He's on your man's little trailer. Yeah, he's on Paris's trailer.
In his little setup. I love that, and I love all the stuff to do with them trying to find him initially, and him always just being like behind them.
Yeah, no, and it's
like he hasn't gone. They're like, we need to search out. No, he hasn't gone very far. He's just picked somewhere and he's watching what you guys do.
When they recapture him, and it's like, right, well, set you free, but you have to help us, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So he goes from just being the straight up bad guy into being this kind of helpful thing, and then
because he was a pilot,
helpful because it's useful to him as well.
Yeah.
It's
so in his best interest of getting off the rock.
Then by the time you reach the end of the film, he is the hero of the film.
Yeah.
Whereas John's, it goes on an opposite journey.
John's just like, kill everybody, fuck it.
John's seems like a nice noble guy, and then he's like, he's a bit of an addict, but hey, we all have our problems. He's a liar, because he's gonna not...
Yeah, he's like, I fed him this line,
I'm
gonna leave him
back
here.
Yeah, or I'm gonna lock him back up and get my reward.
Yeah.
To then him full on being like, hey, let's just sacrifice the kid because she's already bleeding. And he's just full on bastard by that point.
Ooh, menstruation.
That's one of the things I don't like.
That was one of the things I always remember about this film when I was like, first time I saw it was like when they get to that thing where it's like the girl is bleeding. I was like, what now? Who?
Yeah.
Sorry, what? Oh. And like watching it now, it's very obvious that Jack is a girl. But when I was watching it as
I don't know that is it that obvious?
The bits of it are, they're just, some of the things that she says where she's trying to be like tough guy.
Oh, like when she's trying to imitate Riddick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you can read it that way, but it's not broadcasting. This is a girl in guy's clothing.
No.
You know what I mean?
But when I saw this, I would have been about 13. So it very pivotal time for me as well. And having a movie be like, and then she has the breakdown and she's like, I'm really, really sorry about this.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh yeah, great. Something entirely beyond my control can now lead to my demise. Brilliant!
Well, only if you're on that planet with those aliens.
I know. But this was also around the time when you had like stupid boys being like, sharks can smell menstrual blood.
Yeah.
Like, and it not making it like any easier on somebody who's...
Bears! Now the whole station is in danger.
Yeah. But it was just, and it was like, I kind of reinforced that whole thing for me a little bit of that. It was something that was like dirty and shameful and blah, blah, blah,
I think
blah,
that's
blah.
it for me as well. I can never put my finger on it, but the more I watch it, like the first time I saw it, I would have been 15 or 16. It didn't really bother me that much. I was like, it's just a plot point. But the more I watch it, I can't put my finger on it. It just gives me the ick. I'm like, could there not have been, like, I'm fine with Jack being a girl who's pretending to be a guy, but like, could there not have been some other way to like bring that
I get the point that it, like, the way he says it, and it's so blunt, it's like they've gotten the smell of our blood and they're following us because the girl is bleeding. He doesn't mean it in it's your fault.
No, it's not that. It's just, I'm like, it's a plot point that she's a girl. And it's a plot point as well that they can...
And they focus in on the most vulnerable point of femininity.
Yeah, but there's the plot point that she's a girl, and there's the plot point that the monsters hunt via blood. There's no reason for the two of those to be linked.
No.
Somebody else could have been cut, and we could have found out she was a girl in some other way. It just that being the way that they, I think it put her out as a girl,
focuses in on what is the most core part of being a female.
It's just, I don't know, it just kind of gives me the ick, and I'm just like,
I always felt
maybe it's because it's a fully grown man talking about a 13-year-old girl, period.
Yeah.
I'm like, you shouldn't be talking about that. And I know it's also supposed to be like, Riddick has these heightened senses,
yeah.
He can smell blood as well, but I'm like...
Or is he just like super, like, not intuitive, but observant?
Yeah, super observant. Well, he is, because that bit at the start where he's talking about who's on this transport with him and working out where he's going based on who the passengers are.
Yeah.
So he is good at deduction and that sort of stuff. Like, there had to have been a better way to go about it than that. Like, you know what I mean? It's a cool plot point that she was a girl instead of a guy. And the fact that
everybody else recoils from her, except for Caroline, who goes and immediately comforts her.
Yeah, because the reason that Jack wanted to be a boy was
because it's fucking safer.
It's safer, it's easier, she won't get bullied. And Caroline is like, well, yeah, I'm a space pilot. I absolutely understand that.
No, she won't get fucking taken.
Well, yeah, I mean that.
There are many times when it is safer to be presented.
Yeah, absolutely, but that's not what they say in the film.
Yeah.
She says she thought she'd get bullied less or would have a less of a hard time. Like, yeah, okay, there's obviously the risk of getting taken and sexual violence. I know what I was trying to not go there.
Well, that's always the thing I took, was that it was safer for her to move around as a male.
Oh yeah, well, especially an unaccompanied one.
An unaccompanied male, yeah, that people wouldn't be quite that fucking evil.
But yeah, Caroline gets it immediately, like.
Yeah, and goes and comforts her, because it's a scary thing as well, and if you weren't aware of that it's going to happen.
And I find that's part of Caroline's, or Fry, sorry, I called her Fry earlier, Caroline Fry. That's part of her arc as well, because she starts off as this selfish person who's willing to save her own ass by killing everybody else on the ship that she doesn't know. And then she goes from there to slowly starting to like trust Johns. In absence of the captain.
Realising Johns is a dick.
But she goes kind of from selfish to trusting, and then from trusting to protective of Jack. When she finds out that Jack is a girl, she becomes very protective of Jack, and then she goes from protective to actually being a leader.
I also like
taking responsibility for the people under her care.
Having the man there as well. It brings a lot.
Oh yeah, well, because what I like about him is he's almost the conscience of the group.
Yeah.
He's very stoic. He's very he is very caring, but it doesn't come across in a super obvious way or anything, like, you know what I mean? But I find him to be the most humanist of the group.
Yeah.
And it's the always excellent...
Keith David.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, speaking of, with Caroline is Radha Mitchell, who... Rose!
Yeah,
because
Joan.
it does start out with, like, quite a large cast that very rapidly get knocked down.
But it's not as rapid as I remember it being.
No, well, you've got Owen's the captain going out first.
No, the captain dies in this
thing.
But
then
Owens, I think, is a
like
navigator or a second officer, maybe.
Then Zeke. Awesome Zeke.
Well, Zeke shoots your man in the head who he thinks is Riddick. Yeah, Zeke goes then.
Yeah, you've got...
But then nobody goes after Zeke for a good while until it actually becomes...
The kids?
Oh, the one kid.
One of the kids goes
missing.
Kids.
One of them goes missing and gets kind of...
In the core room.
Eaten by the...
When they take your man's body away and Zeke goes missing as well.
Well, that's it. That's when Zeke goes missing. But
and then when they find the settlement, one of the kids goes missing.
Yeah, and then after that, nobody goes until
Shazza gets actually taken.
Yep.
Poor Shazza. Claudia Black's debut.
I assume Sharon.
Oh, she's Australian.
Just going off the Irish nicknaming conventions.
Shazza.
If your name has an or in it and is one syllable, it becomes a ZA at the end or a Z. So like. Gary becomes Gaza.
Yeah.
Ciara becomes Kiz or Kizzy.
Keezer.
Huh?
Keezer.
Oh, I've not heard that, but I've heard Kiz, I've heard Kizzy. And yes.
In Navan, it's Keezer.
Sharon becomes Shazza.
Nah, Sharon.
Yeah. But yeah, I assume she's Sharon. I like her as well. You don't get much of Zeke, but he kind of disappears.
But he's adorable though.
Oh no, I like him, but...
Paris P. Ogilvy, the curator dude who's like, I was supposed to die in Paris. I've never even seen France.
He's like your fun, drunk professor uncle.
Yeah. He's like the weirdo family's friend. And nobody's entirely sure how he ended up in the family.
Yeah, he's like...
But he always brings presents for the kids, so who cares?
He's a complete coward, and he's absolutely out for number one, but you still kind of love him anyway.
I'm sorry, he has a sarcophagus full of booze.
Plus, he goes out kind of like a badass.
I love the way he goes.
Yeah.
I love that scene. I think it's so like also his panicked crawling and pulling everything off and destroying the light source while he's doing
kind of stupid, yeah.
But then when he's like, I'm supposed to die in Paris, and he takes the last gulp with that and goes out with that last fireball, and you can see everything going.
Yeah, and then they rip him apart. I like Shazza as well. She is one of the earlier ones to go out, but
she gets carried off.
But she's just the kind of
she's just there.
She's just a decent human being. She always seems to be willing to help. When Paris is supposed to be keeping an eye out for Riddick and thinks he's heard him and goes down to ask them if they made noise, and then they hear the noise. She stands there with a weapon, and he stands behind Jack.
Her.
No, he stands behind Jack.
Yeah. But it's the same though. When it's getting dark, though, he's the person who's like, "We need to go inside now."
But she's
we need to go inside
she's always willing to help. She's the one who's like, oh, I saw the sand cat, or whatever she calls it.
Yeah.
She's like, we can get that working, and we might speed things up.
And I think she's the person as well that's like, oh, when they were going to go out and look for survivors or look for usable materials, and they're all stood outside.
Oh, and you see the trail of destruction. And then I think the only other person that we haven't properly talked about is... Well, that's pretty much everybody. We've Jones as well.
Jones is Cole
Jones
Hauser,
is a bastard.
who he's now in Yellowstone and stuff like that. He's been incredibly successful. We know him from Dazed and Confused.
And this.
And he's just there. His dad is in it. His dad had been hunting Riddick as well. Like, there's a whole family history kind of thing going on there.
They could have gotten an older actor to play his dad in the third film. Because when I was watching this again, I was like, there's no way he's Johns' dad.
Yeah, no, you're not old enough to be Johns' dad. Although he does look very young in this. But he's very thin in this, but that suits the whole he's a junkie. Because when you look at him outside of that, even in Dazed and Confused, he's a big guy. He's a big guy.
But he doesn't look that big in this.
No, he's
almost to the point that
very thin face in it. But it
when
suits
it does suit the character. But when him and Riddick have their showdown at the end of the film, it's like, oh, you're holding your own better than you should be able to against the guy that size.
I do like it though when he's holding the shotgun on him and Riddick takes it off him.
Oh, remember this moment?
Remember this moment. I was like, oh, it's so cheesy.
It is a bit cheesy, yeah. And they call back to it in their fight at the end.
Yeah.
And if they didn't call back to it in the fight at the end, I think it would be even
His
cheesier.
death, I wasn't really I was like, yeah, you deserve that. You deserve to be left in, remember one thing, stay in the light. And he just disappears and moves back into the shadow. And Johns is just left.
Yeah, no, it's nicely
with like a
done.
Flame.
It's very nicely done.
And it's like, you deserve that. You are a horrible fucking prick.
Like I said, he starts off and we think he's the good guy, and then we find out he's an addict and a liar, and then he becomes full-on bastard by the end of it.
Yeah.
Where he's like, it's just really weird. You know how to fly a plane. The rest of them are just dead weight.
Yeah.
And it's not just that he wants to kill one of them and leave them behind.
He's like, no, you and me, come on.
No, it's
and I'll say you died in transit.
It's the fact that he wants to drag the dead body along behind
them. Yeah, it's like we can rig it up, drag it behind us, so like, they have something, but they're not going to affect just us.
They're going to be more interested in that and trying to jump on it as it keeps moving, like somebody chasing a fucking dollar bill attached to a fishing line or something.
Oh, fishing for cops when you do it with donuts.
I think the most diabolical bit of it is it's that, it's that thing where somebody wants you to do something. Somebody wants like, hey, let's do this bad thing.
But I'm not going to be the person to do the bad thing.
But I'm not going to do it. You're going to do it. And he ends it with being like, okay,
because I can come out then.
I'll distract the rest of them, and you go and kill the girl.
Yeah, and even the way he takes them away, and he's like got the arm around him,
and he's like, don't look
friends.
back, don't look back. Like I'm
don't
talking
look
about, don't look at them.
them.
And it's the fact that he's like, you go and do the girl.
Yeah,
it's like you can't even do your own fucking
you're
dirty
already
work,
a hardened
Johns. You're
criminal,
a prick.
Yeah. He's a slimy little shit.
Oh, he is.
But I love fucking, I've forgotten what they're called. The things with the planets on them.
Oh, like the little planetary
the little
alignment
models
thing?
Yeah, I forgot what those things are called. I love them. Lego do one. I really want it.
I can't remember what they're called either.
But those, when they're doing the movement and you can see it all line up and the man's moving it and the counters, you can hear the counter going,
and you can see it clicking slowly towards 22.
Yeah, but once everything comes into alignment and they're moving it, and you can still hear that clicker going.
Yeah.
But the planets are still blocking, so you don't know how long. I think it's going to be about a year.
Well, that's it. Yeah, she says
because he makes that point.
Each click is a year.
Yeah.
And they line up, and then they continue to rotate in that fashion.
Even though there's three suns. I love the three suns when they're like one's going down and that big red, the blue sun.
Yeah.
That gives everything that, like when they're in the Bone Valley, it's the blue sun, so everything's got that real washed out, super fucking hot feeling. Like, when you're outside and it's so hot, everything looks blue. And then this massive red giant coming up, and you've got that beautiful planet with the rings.
The rings coming up, yeah.
Oh,
it's
it
great,
is stunning because it's just a desert. It's not like, because some of the other planets that they have later on in the series, you've got like that ice planet that's basically Hoth, where that's how Chronicles opens up.
Oh, yeah.
Where, Tombs has got the two guys hanging out the side. Or you've got the prison planet that's just when the sun comes up. it's death.
Yeah.
This is like, okay, it's kind of barren, but it looks like it's hospitable. Obviously, somebody set up a mining thing here to try and get some sort of ore.
Yeah, or there's some resources anyway.
Yeah, somebody went, it'd be worth it, because, humans are always like, in hospitable conditions, fuck it.
Yeah.
We're very good at that.
Yeah.
Not this time. Because they were like, oh yeah, maybe they left. And it was like, yeah, but they leave with like the clothes in their lockers, and they're trying to come up with all this reasoning for why they maybe had to evacuate. And it's like, well, they have a full jumper still here.
Yeah,
like,
and you don't... Well, I think the line that really hammers at home is like, you don't prep an emergency ship.
And not leaving it.
Yeah, and not leaving it.
It's really funny because that scene always reminds me of the bit in Starship Troopers with the brain bug, when when they get their way in and they find the dude with the hole in his head, and then they find that brilliant the general, the Sky Marshal or whatever, the Sky Marshal who's been sent out there, who then gets taken out by the bug that just crashes through him. It gives me that whole big eerie. Something's got when they go into the coring room.
Yeah. No, and I think what I really
and there's
like
no bodies,
that,
which is even creepier, because at least in Starship Troopers they don't drag off the bodies. Yeah. But in this, there's nothing. There's not even like bones. Like those sort of conditions, you'd be skeletized in say 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Without animal scavenging, it's extremely hot. It's extremely dry. Everything will rot off you.
Yeah. And I like that it's supposed to
have,
and it's supposed to have been 22 years as well. Yeah. And it's that aspect of it that I like is it's like, oh yeah, they went out there as prospectors and they're like, yeah, we can handle this. And it's like, yeah, but you got to do long-term studies. Yeah. You can be there for a year or two and think everything's fine. And all of a sudden, nature does nature.
Nature gonna nature.
Nature does this thing that happens every 4 years, and you've only been there 2. You're fucked.
We have shit like that on this planet. Look at cicada emergencies and the length of time that they have. We've just had, was it the 11-year cycle of the sun solar flares? We had a lot of stuff like that on this planet. So, alien planet, who knows? I also like the fact that they have multiple different types of life forms. You've got the little bioluminescent larvae guys.
Well, they're supposed to be different stages of the same.
Of the big fuckers. So that's their larvae. They're glowy, presumably to attract prey in the same way that glowworms do here, where they have like the little the little pearls of sticky shit and the glow bugs fly to it, get caught in it, they pull it in, eat it, nom nom nom. Yeah. And then you've got the little baddie kind of dudes who are like the middle stage.
I think well, it's supposed to be, it's
the little flying guys.
Larval, juvenile and adult.
Yeah, the juvenile ones are the ones that come out. They're the ones who take Shazza.
And the kid.
They're the ones that come out of the coring room. Yeah. They're the ones you see emerging first from the chimneys. Yeah. Before the chimneys all crumble and then the big bastards come out with their big pointy teeth.
But even the way they kind of spread that out, I really like, because, like we were saying at the start of the film, it's not obviously a monster film. From the get-go.
You get hints of it, like you've that big bone graveyard where they're like, what the fuck killed these bastards? Yeah. And you get Riddick finding one of those skulls and putting it together. Yeah. And trying to work out them, because he can see where the eyes are, and he's like trying to work out the blind spot in it.
When they get to the town, they're starting to explore and they're looking at that planetary model, and then Zeke shoots the guy. Yeah. And they all have to, before they can fully investigate why the skiff is there and why that planetary model, or what that planetary model means, they have to go back and find out what happened. And then Zeke's kind of disappeared. And then they end up going back and figuring out what's actually the deal with the planet.
Do they ever give a distance between where they crashed and the encampment? Because that's how far they have to make it back on foot.
I don't think they do, but it's long enough that it's not a walk you'd want to do if you had a sandcat, because that's the whole thing. Is like those power cells weigh 35 kilos each. Yeah. That's going to be a long drag back, and she's like, oh, maybe if I get the sandcat working.
Yeah, we can do that.
But I like the way that it's not immediately obvious what's coming for them, because they've got all these other distractions and trying to survive the crash and get their way off the planet. They're too busy focused on that to be too worried about what happened to the people on the planet beforehand. So that, by the time that everything does break down and the darkness comes, you're like, oh, shit, this is the thing they should have been worried about all along.
It's kind of sad because you only ever really see them partially, but they were designed by Patrick Tatopoulos.
Yes.
Brilliant creature designer, brilliant director, love everything he does.
No, I think
there's something really beautiful about them.
I think they're shown just enough.
There's something incredibly beautiful about them and about how they move around the place.
I love that shot towards the end when Riddick is in the blind spot, one of them, and he's just moving real smoothly and steadily with it. I love the way
it looks like static, like old TV static. Yeah. And then you just see the face, and it's very much Prodigy, that album.
Yeah.
Music for the generation. It's that. but moving between them and using that against them.
Yeah.
But the way that they kind of morph as well, because some of them fly, but they can suck the wings back in.
Yeah.
But there's something about that big fuck off head with those massive teeth. It looks like the mouth of Sauron with the teeth.
Yeah.
And the chomp, 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 chomp.
It's their big hammerhead look that I really like.
The hammerhead.
The big wide head at the front. Like, no, they're really, really, really cool creatures, and I think you get just enough of them that if they were to be showing them all the time, it would kind of lessen their effect.
Yeah, but the fact that they use that blind spot against them, Riddick, there's a syndrome called Riddick syndrome, and it's Riddoch, and that it actually affects people. It was identified by George Riddick in 1917, and it's the dissociation of visual perceptions due to occipital injuries with a special reference to appreciation of movement.
In English?
People who have this can only see things when they're moving. If you stand completely still, they can't see you.
Oh, right.
T-Rex eyes!
Yeah.
Which may be why they came up with the character being Riddick.
Yeah,
he uses that against them.
Yeah. It's not necessarily to do with his vision.
It's also partially David Twohy's script
Jeez.
from Terminator 3, or from Alien 3, that they were like, no, we don't want this, we're going to go with the shitty one, and the less said about Alien 3, the better.
Well, the horrible shitty one that you're thinking of is from Alien 4.
But yeah. They go rapidly downhill after
Alien.
Yeah,
this was kind of a combination of his Alien 3 script and somebody, I can't remember who, but somebody had written a script or a treatment that was basically this film, only instead of monsters, it's ghosts.
Yeah.
Which was a bit weird.
Ghosts of Mars.
Watched that for the first time a couple of weeks ago. Maybe we'll do it. It's John Carpenter. Maybe we'll do it for the podcast.
It's so schlocky. It's so B-movie. It's so much fun. If you watch it if you watch it with the mentality of it being a shitty B-movie,
which I did,
it's fun.
It was kind of fun, but like it's not for this podcast.
No,
because I don't love it. Whereas I love this. But no, just speaking of like his vision and the monster vision, the visuals in this are just because Riddick's got the silvered eyes. He can only see in the dark, and his night vision with the purples, especially that bit for the emergence. Yeah, oh god, it's fantastic. When you see him taking off his goggles for the first time, and he's watching, and they're all like, "What do you see?" Yeah, and he's watching them come out, and you can still kind of see it in the dusk as well. There's enough ambient light that you can see the murmuration of these things, and he just describes it as being beautiful. And it is. It's so stunning. And because it's not atypical, like, night vision colours, it's more in, like, ultraviolet, infrared kind of spectrum compared to the way they look in, like, just static. You only get the few, and they only use the few little moments because you think, oh, well, this dude can see in the dark. It's going to be a huge plot point. Yeah. No, it's only little bits, like him running inside and getting blinded. Yeah. And that thing dropping behind him. Or when they're rigging up all the lights, he's like, I need the light on my back. Yeah, it's never becomes it's something he's always using, but it's not something the movie focuses on. Whereas, like, when you think about like some other movies who are like, "Oh, I have this special ability," blah 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 blah, and not to shit on Stargate, but when I was host to Jolene, yeah, like, you know, when Jolene, you know, they make one or two comments about it. You get the story about how he got the eyes, which continues on then in Chronicles of Riddick. I also love the fact that the contacts that they used, he couldn't see a fucking thing. He said the contacts, they were like new, they were so bulky, they were so heavy, he had insane eye pain, he was basically blind. Filming most of that, they filmed it out in Australia in the desert. Yeah. Contrary to belief, it was only about 10 degrees. It was cold. They were fucking cold. They filmed it kind of, they knew that they were going to be filming it in the desert. 10 degrees here in Ireland, not too bad. Yeah, 10 degrees in the desert in Australia. Nice day. Cold. Yeah, they had to spray them down with water to make them look sweaty. Oh. Yeah. No thank you. I would take that over the alternative because we saw that in Starship Troopers where they had to cut out like holes in all their uniforms because they all kept passing out. Oh, yeah. This had the opposite problem. They were like having to put them in like big insulated coats and stuff when they'd finished filming. They would go off and stand in their little heaters. Get into the space heaters and stuff. Get into those big NFL coats where they pump in the air. Yeah. But yeah, no, just the visuals in it are fantastic as well. Like, I love that you've got this real washed out look from the suns. Yeah. At the start. Tunnel in the Sky, by the way, is the short story by Robert A. Heinlein. What short story? It's characters marooned on a planet that gets attacked by creatures that are near threat like once a year, and also has a girl called Jacqueline who's poisoned as a guy. Yeah, what about that though?
That's the short story as well that was used in this.
Oh, right, sorry. No, because the script with the ghosts was an entirely separate thing. But yeah, no, I love the washed out look at the start of the film.
Yeah. The blue sun's there for the crash and them starting to explore, and by the time they make it out to the colony, that sun's gone down and a bigger one's come up and it's more warm light. It's not... I think once they've established Riddick as going to help them, you get that shift in light tone. Because the blue is very hostile. The blue light always makes everything very cold and washed out, and it's a very hostile...
It really gives you that barren feeling.
Yeah, and then once Riddick kind of comes on board and the suns have changed...
And they've found the town, so...
It's warmer and there's almost like hope in it done through there just being different light.
Yeah, and then
the dark.
The darkness comes in, and even the darkness is shot great as well, because you have sometimes where there is no like ambient light. Obviously you can still see, but there are also parts where you can see but you're not supposed to. And it's just... We've talked about a lot of films being too dark.
Lighting rig that they set up with all the rope lights.
Yeah.
The 2000s bedroom staple.
Yeah. Yep.
And his little set of flashlights on the back, and then they have they're like, oh well, spirits once it's above this proof will burn.
Yeah.
And they're making like fucking Molotovs out of it. Like, yeah, just fuck it after a couple of them. And then it rains.
Yeah. That's it. You're like, oh, couldn't possibly get any worse.
Oh no, it's gonna rain.
Here's rain.
It's not rain. It's like them killing each other up in the sky, and that's like...
Well, no, there is actual rain.
There is actual rain as well, but like part of it...
When Riddick's like, don't look up.
Don't look up.
Don't look up.
Told you not to look up. Oh my god, they're killing each other. Yeah, well, there's no other food source on this planet.
Couple of great like out of focus kind of shots as well that they use very effectively in this to give you that blurry, hazy, it's real hot, you can't see anything.
There's shimmer.
Like when Riddick's after your man... Oh, I survived. Oh, no, I didn't.
Yeah.
When Riddick's sitting in the background watching that.
Up on like the umbrella,
you've got
sipping
like
on the cocktail.
Shimmer and stuff. Yeah, just the visuals are so well put together in this. I didn't actually look up who the cinematographer was. I'm sorry.
Because there's not a lot of, like, there's a couple of fight scenes in this, mainly just between characters, but there's no big action-y bit, if you get me. There's no, like...
Even Riddick and John's fight is a bit of a fight, and then Riddick just slices him across the back and it's like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, see ya, bye-bye. Like, he likes to get in and out. And, like, that's very much the Riddick character, is not to draw it out. It's just to be done and to be efficient. Like, when you think about this, it's, they crash, they go out looking, they realise there's something else there, because you've got Caroline's, her whole bit of going down the tunnel and into this and climbing up the chimney and being like, I'm in here, fucking help me, and then unclip the rope,
never unclips the rope herself. And I'm like, if you go in somewhere with a rope
and come out somewhere else
and try and come out a different area,
unclip the rope,
regardless of monsters chasing you, unclip the rope, because you're not going to be able to get out that way, you fucking idiot.
And then they try and pull her back in as well, which means they're intelligent.
Yeah, or well, they're at least smart enough to know that she's attached to this thing.
Yeah. So
she's not smart enough to know that she's still attached to that thing.
David Egby, by the way, is a cinematographer.
He did a good job.
He did Mad Max, the original.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's also done, I think, every other one of the Riddicks.
Well, while we're talking about him, actually, the Foley artists deserve some praise as well, because the creature sound effects are great.
I don't know what they used to make that noise that they make.
Yeah.
Oh, God. There was a couple of birds in New Zealand that made similar noises, which would make sense if this is an Australian production. They're going to, but there's something about that noise. Yeah. And it's because it's an echolocation noise as well. So it's got a couple of different frequencies so that they'll bounce back at different rates.
Yeah. Oh, it's great.
It really is. It's just that noise that on its own makes you go, oh, shit. There's something here that's not great. It's going to eat me.
Any other highlights for you?
I like the fact that it's a female-led plot.
It is.
As much as Riddick is the main character, he's not the plot driver.
No, it's her decision.
She's making all the decisions.
The plot. Yeah.
Yeah. She's making all the decisions. And the only time he actually definitively takes charge is when it's raining and he pushes them all into that.
Yeah.
And closes them in and then goes for it.
Yeah.
And he's doing that entirely for his own purposes. But then he delays long enough in making the decision to leave for them to have found all those bioluminescent buggies and to fill a bottle with them and to make it there with just that one thing.
Well, he has been carting 140 kilos
of stuff. Yeah, no, it's fair pace. for part of it.
Yep. No, I do. I really like Caroline Fry's character as well. Radha Mitchell does a great job as her. And yeah, she is. She's the plot driver, and she does go on a proper. She's not just like badass action girl.
Yeah.
She starts off as somebody you maybe don't like.
Yeah, she's not really there to be liked.
And
like
evolves
she's
into
not
a character.
She's not a nice person at the start because she's like, oh great, fucking assholes.
Well, she wants to kill them.
Yeah, I actually have to say, for an opening sequence on a film, that meteor shower ripping through that ship.
Oh, it's great.
And just people dying in their pods.
And even the crash itself, when there's all those real quick cuts of everything. It's
coming in and she's trying to get the nose up and it cuts to the outside and you can see it's not and bits are ripping off.
And the windscreen gets smashed off and she's like...
And it's focusing in on her eyes.
And then what she
John's
can see
is just
out
hanging
the
on the back as shit's ripping off around him. And when it actually crashes and you're like, she didn't survive that. Oh, fuck me, she did. Well done. A lot of other people didn't, but those little tiny pinhole meteorites, anytime they get used, I love it because they are such a huge problem.
The microasteroids.
Yeah. The fucking ISS gets hit by them. They really are worried about them getting hit by it. Because they'll destroy like solar arrays, all sorts of downside. There's a great bit in The Expanse where they are on the Martian ship and they get hit by the microasteroids.
Great bit in Stargate Atlantis.
Yeah.
Where they go through an asteroid field and then they have to deal with the microasteroids afterwards.
Come afterwards. It's not the big fuckers. It's the little tiny ones. Because they'll just go straight through you.
Well, also,
Bender getting that one in the head.
You can't see them.
Yeah. Bender, when he's off in space and he gets one in the head. I like things like that are realistic and it's pushed them out of the shipping lane. Nobody knows where they are because they've been pushed out of a shipping lane.
Yeah.
So they could be fucking anywhere.
For me, I think I really like the isolated feel that they get across and the fact that it's not an obvious monster movie from the get-go. And part of that is to do with the pacing as well. It's a really well-paced film. I love it all though. I mean, there's a few like bits that always get me when Johns has had enough of Fry and tries to like push her over or give her a slap or whatever when she's really like, you're just a junkie and you're a coward and we need to fucking go now.
Yeah.
And he kind of goes to like attack her and Riddick gets in the way. And he pulls the gun and has the gun in Riddick's face and Riddick just taps him by the nuts with his knife.
Yeah.
Look, you can blow my face off if you want.
We're going to be friends, aren't we? Highly recommend doing that to your dentist. We're not going to hurt each other, are we?
When they go to run the first time.
Yeah.
And Riddick goes out to look and he's like, all right, it looks clear. And Johns goes to run and nearly gets killed by one of the monsters. He's like, you said it looks clear. He's like, yeah, it looks clear. And he's like, well, what about now?
Looks clear.
Looks clear. Fucking brilliant line. It's one of the best lines in the film. It's fucking great. Yeah, I think there's very little I don't like. How they expose Jack as a girl, it still gives me the
But then, with the exception of the conversation with Johns, it's never really talked about again.
No, it's just
right, we just have to deal with this. Like, it doesn't matter because we just need to survive this. We can do, like, that is not important right now.
Yeah, it's just how they do it. Yeah. It just gives me the ick. It's one of the only things I don't like about the film. There was something else.
But then Riddick is always like, if you go on then and watch Dark Fury, he's very protective of her.
Oh yeah.
And then obviously in Riddick, very protective of her as well. I don't think she's in Blackout. No, she dies at the end of Riddick. She's not. Yeah. She's not in Blackout.
What's Blackout?
Blackout is a 6-minute short between. Oh no, Blindsided. It's between Chronicles of Riddick and Riddick the movie, and it's how the necromancer. Oh,
I've seen it. Yeah.
Vaco gets him.
Yes.
Gotta love some Vaco.
They touch on it a little bit at the start of the film.
Yeah.
Of Riddick.
But it's a little animated one as well, and it just fills in, and it's Vaco overthrowing him.
Well, he gives it to Vaco, doesn't he?
He
doesn't really want it, and they say that they find Furia, and your man
and it's not him. Furia.
Yeah, Thomas Wayne betrays him.
He's brilliant.
Yes.
But yeah, no, like this movie, that's how much I love this movie, is it was like, okay, it's just one planet in a greater universe, that this one rock that this thing happens on, these people are from all these other places. And then when they came back for Chronicles of Riddick, you got to see the universe at large where these people had existed in.
I really, really like Chronicles of Riddick.
But I also like the fact that it made, like, even though the universe is like hugely populated and people are traveling all over the place, there are still rocks that are fucking dangerous.
Oh yeah. No, I really like Chronicles, and I do like the kind of expansion into the world. but I was glad they went back to a more
solo-based,
smaller film for Riddick.
Yeah.
I think I kind of preferred that it wasn't a big, galactic space opera the whole way through.
I like the necromongers.
No, so do I. But if the third film and then the fourth film were all about the necromongers, I don't think it would work as well.
No, because he's just dipping in and out.
Yeah.
Of other, like, he's just trying to get, like, the only reason he ends up in back on New Mecca or Eden Prime for Chronicles of Riddick is because the Imam was looking for him.
Yeah.
And he does care enough about these people. He's like, obviously, I lived through an incredibly traumatic event twice with you.
Yeah. But I mean...
he's just running for his life because I think he was like a former Riddick's supposed to be like former military who basically running manned himself.
Yeah.
And that's how he ended up in custody. So he's always been wanted.
Yeah.
From that point on. So having it just be him running for his life.
Again, yeah.
Makes sense. Because he was never, yes, he was in a position where he was protected in power, but he wasn't really as the Lord Commander.
Yeah, he's not the Lord Commander. I can't remember what he's called, but he's something like that.
Yeah, you keep what you kill.
Yeah.
Snap it off in their head. To have him just going back then to being fucking wanted by everybody.
Yep. No, it was, and another thing that I like about this is that if you're not particularly fond of the later films, you can just watch this. It doesn't end on a cliffhanger. It's not the obvious start of a franchise.
No, it's just them getting off the planet, and you kind of go, oh, okay, yeah, because they were saying you do get then the voiceover at the end or Jack asks, and they're like, oh, what do you think's out there? And he's like, I don't know, could be pirates, could be bandits, could be nice people.
Yeah. No, it is, and it ends on a nice enough note. I think enough people survive. 3 of them survive. Yeah,
and the one you kind of want to survive you want the kid to survive. You always want the kid to survive.
Well, yeah,
and Iman is just so lovely,
and he's been through such a hard time.
And he's such a peaceful. In fairness, if it was an Iman, a rabbi, I'd been save the holy person because they're so serene.
Yeah.
Well, if it was a priest. Like I said, in fairness, if it was a Catholic priest, I probably would have left him on the planet.
No, if it was a Catholic priest, he's the one who gets chopped up and dragged behind us. As baby.
But somebody who's so serene, and he's even when they're all singing, he goes, oh, I've prayed with all the others. Would you like me to pray with you? And they have a really interesting conversation.
Yeah, when they start to focus on his faith, I find he becomes a much more interesting character. And like we said earlier, he's kind of the conscience of the group, the heart of the group.
No, I do like that. The fact that he comes down and he has the conversation with Riddick. And he's like, even though, you don't want to pray with me, I'm still going to spend time with you.
And even the nice little bits of when Riddick is kind of trying to make fun of him for his religion. Is where's your God now? All your boys are dead.
Yeah.
And then when Riddick comes back for them, the Imam's first response is, there's my God. Yeah. There's my God. And I like that. I'm not a religious person, but I like that little callback to it. No, it is. It's an excellent film. Really is. I had actually forgotten I just was like, oh yeah, it's a fun monster film. I had forgotten how well developed the characters are and the journeys that they go on within the film. Forgotten how pretty it is. And I had forgotten how kind of subtly they set up the monsters in it, how it's not just a monster film from start to finish.
Yeah, it's not they land on a planet and there's just things
immediate
roaming
monsters.
around
or immediate obvious evidence of there being monsters. Or
this is the fourth planet you've been to this week, and you keep getting ambushed, and they're like, I'm pretty sure that was a dinosaur.
Yeah, it's not that either.
There's no obvious shit went bad until they get to the site and they're the settlement, and they're like, oh shit went bad.
And even then, it's not obviously bad. It's just these people are all gone.
Why are they all
gone?
Why
are they gone?
And then it's they're kind of all okay with it until he starts to point out the weird shit.
Yeah, and again, it tracks that he would cop it all beforehand because we've seen him be somebody who monitors his environment really closely.
No, I also love the fact that it's a character that I can see in the dark, but it's never the main part of it. It's useful for him. But the only times you ever see through his vision is say when Paris is getting ripped apart. Yeah. And you can't even really see what's going on. Yeah. But he's like, and when they all ask that, he's like, you don't want to know.
Yeah, you don't want to know. Like you said, it's not used as in a Deus Ex Machina way at the end of the film.
Oh my God,
he's like, suddenly his thing is the only thing that can save us.
His advantage isn't really an advantage.
Well, it is an advantage
to a degree
in that situation, but it's not fucking like a Hail Mary. Oh, this is the thing that's absolutely going to save us, and I can't believe how perfect.
Like it wasn't like somebody was like, "Oh my god, we need somebody who can see the dark," and he rocks up and like rips the goggles off.
It's not that.
He's not the who was it? The Spanish guy in Juan of the Dead.
Well, and again that's different.
Like, but you know, he's not that trophy character who's like White Knight who comes in with all the answers. No, the fact that he can see in the dark almost makes things harder because he can see what's going on.
I don't think it makes it harder. No, it gives them an edge. Without him, the situation would be hopeless. Yeah. With him, the situation is still fairly hopeless, but they've got an edge. Yeah. That's all it is. It gives them an edge. I also like the fact that they never go out to be like, oh, well, we'll just blast our way through them all. Well, no, they don't have the guns. That never becomes a thing. Because if you thought about that now, it'd be like, oh my god, there's monsters. Oh, well, let's just blow the shit out of them. No. They're just like, let's get out of here. We're going to leave. This is their planet. We're just going to... They know they don't have weapons. Yeah. The only weapon is John's shotgun. Yeah.
They also don't have any pain relief because Johns has had that too.
Well, yeah. So I think it was never going to be that kind. And again, it works in its favour because it's this more tight, more tense thing because they're not just...
They don't have weaponry. They don't have no way to defend themselves except for the light.
And the fact that they do use the light as both a defensive mechanism and a weapon at points is cool too. But I think we've just about covered Pitch Black. Yeah, still an excellent, excellent film. And we will inevitably in future end up doing Chronicles of Riddick and Riddick itself, I'd say.
And probably Dark Fury, because even though it's a half an hour long, it's so good.
We might have to do that separate just as a short episode, because if we do it with Chronicles of Riddick, we'll talk for like 3 hours. But that was Pitch Black, guys. It's fucking excellent. If you haven't watched it in a while, go back and check it out, and you'll probably be as pleasantly surprised as I was. As ever, thank you for joining us. If you want, you can head back and check out our previous episodes, or you can head over and check out our other podcast, Mono Rants the Boys, before season 4 airs. Or if you want to come and chat with us, you can chat with us on Twitter at RantsMono, on Instagram at monorants_the_boys. And even though I barely use Instagram, I decided to set up another socials account, and we're now on Blue Sky as Monorants. Actually got Monorants.
Oh, okay.
And the usual, you can send your own rants to monorantspodcast@gmail.com. And we'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.